Hello, everybody.
My entrance was
Your entrance didn't
fantastic
know.
that time.
No, because you weren't as far back. Welcome to the Barrel Roll post-credit show, where we talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd junk we've done.
Woo!
We're going to keep this one a little bit briefer.
Yes.
If that's A-okay.
Yes, it is A-okay.
So...
All of my movies are nothing new.
I'll go quick then. So, I again, didn't watch the newscast. I was at the hospital. My wife was having a baby. I was not having a baby. Because I can't have a baby. Challenge accepted. So I was playing like really dumb games trying to just occupy time. So like Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Trivial Pursuit Live on the Switch. Because it's like, these are games where if I have to put them down right away, and not a big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If something actually starts to happen,
yeah,
I can just kind of be like, bloop, and done.
Done. Yeah. Just quick.
When we did get home, I did play some Call of Duty.
Oh, nice.
Just to see how, I could manage with a baby and a controller and all of that kind of. It's like, this is new.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he doesn't squirm that much right now. He's kind of just like. Yes, we are live. Other than that, I've been watching Clone Wars to keep up with Clone Wars to try and get to the new seasons of stuff.
That's what I've been doing.
What a show!
It gets so deep.
It gets so deep,
so
and some
serious.
of the stuff with but some of the stuff with the clones, like I remember watching it the first time around, and the clone episodes, I was like, eh.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, this time around, I'm like. Like Fives and Rex and Cody and all those guys. Like
You're
whenever
really
it's just those guys doing stuff, like there's no Jedis or anything else. It's just the clones doing stuff. I'm like, I really care about these episodes now for whatever reason. And then it's like, and then in your mind, like all of them are gonna turn except Rex, but like all of them are gonna turn at some point.
I know.
And it's
like
just
heartbreak,
right? Because it's like, oh man, because I just got through, and I'm not sure if you've gotten to this one, but. The clones are on that one planet, and Anakin gets sent away, so they get a new general, and they have to like turn, and like they have to make that choice of like, do we defy orders?
Yeah.
And go against the general, because essentially he's just sending clones to their death, and it's like, well, we're people, like we might be clones, but we're
not just droids.
We're not just droids. Like, what do we do? And then you have like they are programmed. Yeah. So like you have the guy who's like, well, no, like we have to follow orders, and you have Rex who's kind of like, we have to follow orders, but at the same time, like,
we have to.
I can't let this many people die.
That episode, that series of episodes made me so frustrated with that general. I don't even remember his name, but I just wanted to like strangle him and be like, and he
was badass too. Like watching him with the lightsaber, like two double-bladed lightsabers going like,
oh my god, wild. He was like a Jedi Grievous.
Yeah, and you're just like, he's pretty badass. Too bad he's a dink.
Yeah. So
that whole section of episodes, like those kind of ones now, where I'm like. I want my Obi-Wan, I want my Anakin. When I first watched the show, it's like, I want Ahsoka, and I want Anakin, and I want Obi-Wan. Like, I don't care about, like, even the Padme episodes.
Oh, I hate the Padme episodes still, though.
I don't mind them as much, because, again, I know it's coming from them.
Yeah.
So, like, it's nice that they could take those departures from just Jedis running around with lightsabers to, like, hey, this episode is going to be pretty much all politics.
Yeah. Which I find because of that, this series is very adult, actually. Yeah. Like, kids do not enjoy some of the stuff as much.
But they still make it cartoony enough where it's like, we'll throw Jar Jar in there every once in a while just to, like, Misa does not know what's going on! And the kids are like, ah! And then people get shot at, like, still in the Padme episodes. Like, it's like, oh, we're undercover, sneaking around. And it's like, really? You're sneaking around? All right, Senator. Like, I'm sure if Donald Trump was like, I'm gonna go undercover, guys, like, people would be like, hey, Mr. Trump. He'd be like, I'm not, what? No. I've got a hat on. I'm doing the Marvel thing. You don't know who I am.
You don't know who I am.
But yeah, it's such a stellar show.
Yeah.
And so I'm
so good. I can't
and the
wait.
new season just came out.
Yes, and I'm like, okay.
And I'm still like 3 seasons back.
Yeah. The one cool thing is what Disney Plus is doing is they're. Did you see that list? The key episodes you need to watch.
Yes.
but I just want to know I'm gonna watch them.
I'm just gonna watch them all. They're good enough to watch.
Exactly. So.
And again, I've watched most of the key episodes because those are like a lot of them where even with Rebels, I've watched key episodes where it's like Ahsoka comes back on Rebels and fights Darth Vader, and I'm like, I need to watch this episode because this is like that's huge.
That's so big.
That's so such a cool big. Like that's a big episode. Yeah. So like I after not watching any Rebels, I'm like I'm gonna watch this one and like Darth Maul is there and like
it's just
Vader shows like everything shows and you're just like
emotions.
Dave Filoni and those guys who make these shows are absolutely incredible.
Well, they should just take control of the Star Wars franchise.
That's kind of my hope, is that like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni can kind of just Kevin Feige the Star Wars universe and let Kathleen Kennedy just sit in an office. Again, when you're
my opinion.
No, but when you make as the head of your company make a thing going, well, we don't have the backlog of comics that Marvel does to draw stories from, and the entire Marvel fandom goes like, how about all of these comics and all of these books and all like, what do you mean you have nothing? Material. Yeah, even Elijah Wood fired shots at them the other day. Did you see that tweet?
No, I didn't see that tweet.
So there was a Star Wars trivia tweet that went out that was like, did you know as the Emperor was hiding on Exegol, he had like essentially enslaved the entire planet.
Yeah.
And they've all become Sith followers, and that's how he had enough people to build all of these Star Destroyers. And like they actually explain how all of those things like all of that happened. Yeah. And Elijah Wood was like, no, how would we? Like, he legit tweeted back, like, no, how would we have known that? Because no one explained it. Because that was my one big gripe with that movie, is things just happened.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Thanks for telling us.
Yeah. Like, really. Because I still enjoyed it as a film, but you look at it going, like, I have 8,000 questions that should be fairly easy to have answered. And... Yeah. If you would have had a plan going into all of this, Yeah. And again, that's where even the Clone Wars cartoon show sets up so much
backstory and
not that the prequels didn't, because the prequels you understood exactly what was happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Clone Wars cartoon just added to it, whereas like you could almost do. There's the Resistance cartoon.
Yeah.
It has like a lot of work to do to even make any of that make sense.
Yeah.
And I would totally understand if on the Resistance cartoon, like, one of their seasons ended with, like, there's this weird transmission coming through, and it's, I am the Emperor, and, prepare for the universe to be destroyed, and everybody's like, oh my God. And so me not knowing the Emperor was back was because I didn't watch the cartoon show.
Yeah.
I'm actually okay with that. Because if you're going to interconnect your universe like that, cool. But I shouldn't be finding details out on a trivia Twitter account.
On Twitter. That's one media I will not accept as...
Yeah, no, that's that don't count. Next piece, I played Animal Crossing Pocket Camp on my phone because, again, I was in a hospital and didn't have a lot of things going. And then I saw an Animal Crossing Direct, and I'm like, okay, I need to scratch this itch. I need it. It sucks.
I know. I remember trying it when it first came out. And I was like, boring.
It's better than when it first came out, but it's still not saying a lot. Like, it's still
a mobile game.
It's a mobile game with an Animal Crossing flavor to it.
Yeah.
I do like some of the characters they've added. So again, because it's a camper and not a house, like Tom Nook isn't there as a salesperson. Like, he's not trying to sell you a new house. So you actually have to go to this little garage, and I think they're pigeons. They're they're black birds, so like they're ravens or pigeons or something like that. Crows, something. Either way, there's 3 of them, and they're the guys that upgrade your camper.
Oh, okay.
And they kind of like, I'm like, these guys are cool. Like, there's some cool characters within the game.
Yeah. But the game itself.
Like, you can't go into people's houses. Yeah. Like, you can go into other people's campers, like other people's campers who randomly generate within your game.
Yeah.
But like, Apollo the eagle doesn't have a house.
He's just there.
He's just walking around, and there's a tent.
But you can't go in
the tent. So, it's disappointing. My biggest thing that I guess I want to talk about is Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit. I really want to see the movie. I really want to see that.
Without spoiling Jojo Rabbit, it is funny, it is sad, it is actually a serious look at like the indoctrination of kids during war. Because that's what this is. It is like little 9-year-old Jojo Rabbit who really wants to be, and I don't know if this is gonna get us kicked off of any of these streaming websites, but like he wants to be a Nazi.
Yeah.
You know, and again you have that nice Intuit with Taika being imaginary Hitler.
Yeah.
So like it kicks off right off the bat, and it's like, and what is your name? And it's like Jojo, whatever his name is. And it's like, how old are you? 9 years old. And it's like, what do you want to be? The best Nazi ever. And he's like, yeah, you do. And you finally get like him leaning down at the mirror, like, yeah. And it's like, give me a Sieg Heil. And the kid's like, Heil Hitler. And it's like, you can do better than that. Like, so the kid's just wrapping himself up in his own room.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is adorable, and at the same time, absolutely frightening.
Yeah. But it's honestly a reality that people probably went through.
Yes, and like his best buddy, the chubby kid with the glasses, absolutely phenomenally funny. Oh. Like he gets like those perfect lines.
Yeah.
Where like, and one of them's in the trailer where it's like, now it's not a very good time to be a Nazi. Like, you know, like those lines are just peppered in perfectly. Most of the trailers from the first 15 or so minutes. So like when he goes to that day camp.
Yeah.
With Sam Rockwell, who again plays a fantastic Nazi.
He does a good job.
He does a very good job of being like the over-the-top Nazi character, because he had lost an eye, so he can't be on the battlefront anymore. Yeah. So now he has to train all these kids.
Little kids.
Rebel Wilson is like they pepper in again the jokes where like they're at this day camp, and it's like, you know, men, you will learn how to shoot a gun and stab people and, you know, do these things. And then it switches to Rebel, and she's like, and women, we will teach you how to raise children and birth them well.
Oh, God.
And it switches to all of like the 12-year-old girls like, yay. So yeah, like most of the movie is actually Jojo, because there's the part with the grenade in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
That's the end of Act 1, which is the first 15 or so 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's him, because his face gets all messed up, and he can no longer be he can't be a Hitler Youth anymore, because he's maimed, essentially.
Yeah.
So he ends up doing like mail service for Sam Rockwell, who got demoted even more because he let a kid blow himself up with a grenade.
Yeah.
So Scarlett Johansson is amazing in the film.
They have a lot of big names in there.
And again, because it's Taika, Taika wanted to make this movie. No one wanted to make this movie. Then he did Thor.
It's taboo-ish in a way.
Well, it's super taboo. Like it's very much like, you know, it's a serious movie. There are serious pieces to this movie.
Yes.
And again, you get those parts where you have, I can never remember his name, but taller English guy, blonde hair, and you'd know if you saw him because he's a comedian. Like, he's a very funny guy.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name.
But he's one of the like top people who comes to investigate houses and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, scary Nazi guy who, if he's entering your home, like, you know, you start to freak out because he can essentially have you murdered.
Yes.
Like, what I can't remember what they were called, but like one of those guys. But like the black hats and the black, like,
SS.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where to stand.
But that's like but their Secret Service essentially.
Yeah.
Like Hitler's Secret Service. Yeah. Like, these guys would come to your house and start going through everything to see if you were, you know, a loyal Nazi.
You if you were not.
But he comes in, and like him and Sam Rockwell have a good little moment, and then just again to break tension, like Taika works in some jokes. Yeah. And also breaks a world record for the most Heils, like Heil Hitlers in like a span of a minute. In the span of a minute, there's like 31.
Oh gosh.
And again, Taika, they're like, well, how do you, like, that? It's kind of ridiculous. And he goes, but again, they were so formal about everything. Yeah. If someone said it, you said it. Well,
you gotta.
You know.
Yeah.
If there's 6 guys in the room, everybody's gonna do it.
Every combination has to work.
So it works. The movie works out really, really well as like you're happy. Now we're going to hit on some serious notes because, again, in the trailer it shows there is a Jewish girl living in his house.
Yes, and what they're going to do about that.
And how that's going to resolve. Because, again, that's conflicting with...
His desire to be the best Nazi ever.
Yes, and actually being a decent human being. Yes. Because it's like... and again, they were indoctrinated into thinking like, Jews sleep upside down and, drink blood and do like essentially they're demons and monsters and like this is the thing. And then he meets her and it's like, you're not. And then like, that's not to spoil anything, but that's kind of where it reaches is obviously like he figures out like, oh, she's just a person.
Yeah. Everything I've been told is not right.
So it creates this rocky foundation of like, well, everything I've been pretty much taught.
Yeah. Like shatters his universe.
It does. It blows things up a bit. So.
Yeah.
And this movie does happen at the tail end of the war, sort of like it happens in 1945.
When it's.
So things are, because even Sam Rockwell says that as they're like, it's like, oh, so Russians are getting closer all the time, like, And that's, again, the little kid with the round glasses has some good ones where it's,
some one-liners that are
some little one-liners where it's, and again, not to like ruin the whole joke, but it's like, what do you think about Jews? And he's like, we can't be worried about Jews. The Russians are coming.
Taika's just, he's
everybody felt
he's a treasure.
And everybody felt way more comfortable with him after they found out he's half Jewish.
Yeah.
So he makes this movie. It's like Mel Brooks making, the producers where it's like, this is very pro-Nazi. And it's like, but it's not pro-Nazi if you watch the movie and the subtext of the movie. It's like, no.
And understand what satire means.
And very much. So, and then like everybody's saying it came out at a really good time where America at this point, like, you are getting, and not that it's indoctrinated into war, but indoctrinated into just hating other people. And it's like, it's what commercials can do and posters can do, and just that mindset of everybody around you.
Just even your own family members telling you what you should believe, and it's it can destroy society.
It can get pretty hairy. So he's like, I didn't mean to make that movie. Like for this time, and he's like, but it does seem to fit right now with what's going down. So he's like, I'm happy my movie got made. I'm happy that people like feel things about my movie.
Did he get an Academy?
He got an Academy Award for writing.
Writing.
So the screenplay got it.
Right.
Yeah, and he based it off a book. The book did not have imaginary Hitler. Like the book was actually a really heavy book. Like he's explained it. He's like, it's a heavy book, and he's like, then I wanted to make the movie, and he's like, but I can't make. He's like, I can't make a heavy movie.
You can't make a,
He's like, I have to have that.
Taika.
If I'm writing it, it has to have that comedy element to it. So he's like, so yes, we deal with some serious stuff, but, there's that underlying comedy aspect there too.
Exactly.
And his Hitler does transform as the movie continues too. So because again, the Hitler is in Jojo's head. So it's as his foundation starts to crack. His Hitler actually, like his imaginary Hitler, also things start to happen.
And that's what I was most curious about when I saw the trailer for this. Was like, I wonder. I just thought,
So and then, again, there's a lot of pieces where Taika did a lot of research into because there's one part where all the kids are walking around in cardboard robot costumes. Collecting metal for the war. And he's like, that's a thing that happened. Like he's like, it looks ridiculous. And he's like, but it's a thing that happened because someone asked him if he did any research on Hitler.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And he's like, because my Hitler's not Hitler.
Yeah.
And he's like, my Hitler is in the head of this 9-year-old kid. Like it's his view of Hitler. Yeah. Stephen Merchant is the comic. By
Stephen
the way.
Merchant.
Yes, is the actor, by the way, who plays the Gulag guy. But everything is just so well done.
Yeah. I really want to see that movie. It's out for rental now, I think, right?
You can buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can rent it. You can buy it. You can.
I'll buy it.
I bit the bullet because I'm like, this is one of those I feel like I want to.
I think it's gonna be a cult classic later on, or
it's gonna be
forever.
It's one of those ones where I'm like, I can watch this multiple times, or at least parts of it multiple times, because again, it does get heavy at parts where it's. Maybe I'll skip that one on a rewatch and just be like, I'll watch, him and Hitler frolic through the woods together and just be like, and then just shut it off.
I've seen Life is Beautiful 3 times. That movie's heavy, but it's so good.
And that's this movie is
essentially
and it hits you when you don't expect it to because it's Taika.
It's Taika.
You're not expecting the heavier moments, and it's like, oh damn, But again, it's a heavy subject.
It is. It's a very heavy subject.
That he leads you into without Because again, there's even in the commercial, there's that scene where his buddy drops the rocket launcher and
yes,
like,
and it's like oh
no. So, but all the jokes in there that are like, again, his buddy shows up and he's wearing like almost a paper uniform.
Oh yeah.
Well, because they were running out of fabric. Like that's again, Taika's like, it might sound like a joke, but legit, they were sending kids into war with like paper almost for clothes because they needed uniforms and all they had left was paper. So there's a lot of stuff that is actually like historically accurate, but it looks absolutely ridiculous. And that's where Taika's like, we can make fun of the absolutely ridiculous stuff that they did because it was ridiculous and stupid. And he's like, and it was a dumb war. Like, and again, that's where people who are like, well, it's a Nazi movie, and it's like, can we not make fun of? We should be able to make fun of them at this point. Yes. Like
it's been a long time ago. I think we can look back at our history. It's like when we do stupid stuff in life. I'm like, I can look back and laugh at myself.
Yes.
Because I did something stupid.
And we should be able to make fun of the Nazis. Yes. Just say.
Yeah.
And he, in one of his interviews, the only way that they were Fox Spotlight was making the movie was if he played Hitler.
Oh, okay.
And he's like,
just
because if you look at Taika, like he's a native of, I believe, New Zealand, like in that area. And like hardcore, like he goes by all of those cultural things, and he's bringing a lot of that to Western civilization with that kind of stuff. Like there was a picture of him and Mark Ruffalo, like nose to nose almost.
Yeah.
And that's a culture thing for him.
Oh. Okay.
Apparently, it's a thing that's a greeting they do for like close friends, because like you're breathing each other's air, sort of thing.
Oh.
So it's not like
very romantic,
it's not like it's not a it's actually a friendship thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a we're close and like what's
breathe
up.
the same air, brother.
Yeah, exactly. I'm dying of some kind of illness. Like you
will die too. Die with me.
But like he does a lot of that stuff. So like, and he does not look. He's not Aryan in any way, shape, or form.
No.
So the fact that he had to he put blue contacts in, but he doesn't look like.
Well,
but Hitler didn't.
Hitler wasn't very.
He didn't have the blonde hair.
He didn't have the blonde hair.
But yeah, Taika's wild, crazy
hair. His curly hair
had to come down, and he put on the little mustache.
He has very curly hair, Taika. Yes. Very curly hair.
And then he had to watch how he directed because he couldn't be too forceful. So that was the one story again I watched where he's like, there's a scene in a river, and he's like, I'm trying to yell at my camera crew across the way. And he's just like, why can't you get this right? All you have to do is follow orders. And everybody's looking at him funny, and he's like, right, still dressed as Hitler. And he's like, it's just a suggestion.
Oh, Taika.
So
I like it.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
Watch Jojo Rabbit. I think it should have won an award. I haven't seen what is it, Parasite? But I
would say it's very similar in that sense where it starts off very light.
Yeah.
And then it gets real heavy. Like
this one stays there's heavy moments, but it stays Sam Rockwell, all of a sudden brings in comedy at the end. Rebel Wilson brings in a bit of comedy at the end.
I don't think comedy comes back.
Yeah,
in Parasite.
Taika definitely it's okay, you can feel a little bit better for 5 seconds, and then I'll hit you emotionally again, and then I'll make you feel better again. Jojo finds his friend again, and they'll have a moment.
Yeah.
Even his friend, well, I'm just gonna go home because I need a cuddle. A 9-year-old boy who's been fighting in this war, going I just want to go see my mom and get a cuddle. You're it's heartwarming but still sad. He toes that line around the end of the movie. Yeah. So
plays with your emotions. Yeah. All the movies I watched, they're old movies.
How dare you?
I watched Gladiator. Really old movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a good movie.
We're walking. It was just on TV. I was like, I'll watch this.
It was a good
I don't
movie.
want to move. And then Joaquin Phoenix, that's when I first started noticing him.
Yeah.
Same with Jimon Hansu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a good film. I don't know if it was a big film.
It was a big film, but yeah, because of the CGI in the rest of Rome.
Yeah.
Was incredible.
Yeah.
I watched Princess and the Frog. I think I watched this again.
That's a good one.
I don't know.
I like
just watched it again. What's the villain's name again? I've watched this movie so many times. I always forget the villain's name.
Oh, Dr. Facilier.
Yeah, Facilier. He's just such a good villain.
Yep.
But that's a movie.
It is a movie. And good music, good setting.
Music,
good,
yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to eat gumbo after it. Every time I watch it, I'm like, I want gumbo. I was like, I don't know anywhere that makes gumbo here.
There's got to be a gumbo place.
There's got to be a gumbo place somewhere, right? Like some Creole restaurant.
Does Bubba Gumps not do something like that?
I don't know.
It's a seafoody type place.
I should ask.
Or a New Orleans barbecue type place.
Yeah,
Like
someone's got to have one, right?
Yes? I'm going to go with yes.
Yes. I will look that up later. Go eat some gumbo. Then I watched Frozen, the first one, not the second one.
Right.
I still haven't seen the second one yet.
Second one's good.
I still think Anna's the best princess.
Anna,
sorry, is the way better princess than Elsa. Like Elsa's
not
a queen.
princess. She's a queen.
Well, she was a princess at the beginning.
For like 10 minutes.
But then everyone just looks at Elsa. I'm like, look at Anna. Anna's so good. It's Kristen Bell.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, ugh.
Anna gets a lot of love. If you actually like go to Disney and all, like Anna does get a lot of love. Elsa gets a lot of the spotlight because she has
the powers.
So they can do a lot with the, like, you know, I'll make it snow.
I guess, yeah.
Anna can just be like, guys, want to build a snowman? Guys?
Want to get married after meeting one day?
Yeah.
Kristoff I always love Kristoff. He's like the most down-to-earth guy ever in that movie.
Hey, honestly, if you've ever had a pet, you do that. Like you give your animals, like, it's like, and do you want some food? It's like, of course I do, man. It's like, okay, like even if it's just in your head, you do it. Like your dog or your cat, like your animals have a voice. His just happens to be a reindeer, so it looks a little bit weirder, but it's
still, and you're like, okay. And you actually learn to just respond to yourself.
Yeah.
That's just hilarious.
They make that joke in the second one because there's a tribe of people and more reindeer.
Oh.
And there's another guy who talks to
excellent.
Who gives them a voice, and Kristoff's like, you do it too? He's like, of course.
Of course.
I love that part where they just normalize it, where it's just like, it's just
yeah.
what Kristoff does. Like,
Yeah.
And again, watching it, it's not like he's talking to his ranger, what a freak. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I do that to my dog and my cat.
I have to do that with Pancake all the time.
You can do that with your baby.
I do that with the baby. Do you want to go to sleep? No. Do you have to poop?
Maybe.
Yes.
Then I watched WALL-E.
Such a great
I actually haven't seen this movie in forever. And I was
like... It's such a gorgeous film.
It's such a gorgeous
Considering
movie.
there's not a lot of talking for like 2/3 of that film. There's a lot of emotion that breaks.
It's just beautiful. The animation is just gorgeous. The music's great.
Yeah.
Like the 1960s, 70s?
Yeah.
I don't know what era it is. It's just so good.
You feel for that little robot.
Yeah, and
he's just in love.
Yeah, he's just in love.
Ooh,
just wants to hold someone's hand.
I love that where it's just this like.
I know.
He just wants love.
And I love how he just holds his own hand like, I just want to. Oh, it's so like cute. And then just the whole like take care of the earth thing.
Take care of the earth.
Oh my god.
What was the thought process?
But anyways,
who would have thought?
What
you
a great
take
movie.
Care of the place you live.
Yeah, oh, I missed that movie, and I watched that. I was like, I need to watch this more often. Then the games I play all start with an S.
You went on a crafting adventure too. You're
yes,
very
I did.
Into it.
So I went on to Subnautica. I like unlocked everything. I couldn't bother to finish the story because I just don't care. I love crafting.
You should finish this. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, I just gotta.
I finished it.
Find the way to cure myself.
Yeah.
I figure, yeah.
Because then you end up
back in space. Yeah. So.
It's not much of an end. Like you're not missing much.
No, yeah, and that's why I don't care.
Yeah.
I just. I'm not enjoying it because I unlocked it, and now I'm just like, I just got to finish the story. And I'm just not in the story mood for anything. Yeah, exactly. I'm just like.
Again, that's why I've been playing like Wheel of Fortune and
Jeopardy. Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I don't feel like a heavy game right now, which is why I'm really Animal Crossing 2 is calling to me because I'm like. There's no story, man. I can just go fish.
Yeah, you just fish or catch bugs.
It's the weirdest game to explain to people.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you do? And I'm like, you just do stuff.
It's like, so you live? It's like...
Well, even people who are like, I'm a Stardew Valley fan. Like, well, I like Animal Crossing. And it's like, it's a lot slower pace because you're not fighting that clock, man.
It's so calming. Yeah.
you can fish for 5 minutes and then shut the game off.
It's all in real time.
Yeah, like you can. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to the my moose friend or whatever, and then
There's a moose in there. I'm gonna he's gonna be my best friend.
there's moose, aren't there? There's moose.
I've never gotten a moose in any of my. There is. I've never had the chance of meeting him in any of my Animal Crossing games.
I think I've had a moose.
I just never had that random chance. The RNG just wasn't for me. In real life and in video games, I hardly ever get to see moose. And there was that one time we almost died.
Yes, we did see a.
Yeah. Then I jumped into Satisfactory quick. I didn't build anything. I just ran around because I kind of just wanted to see what was going on with this update.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this new. You can still download just the early access.
Yeah.
And you can also download this experimental.
Yes. You're looking for Eric.
Eric. I couldn't find Eric. I've never seen Eric in my life.
I've never seen Eric in my life.
But
he's also a deer, but that's as close as you're getting.
You can get to.
There's no moose.
A moose. Maybe there'll be one in this game. Yeah, Satisfactory. I didn't do anything because I was like, I need Nick. Because I was like running around just like, oh, what's new in here? What's new in here? So there's a fourth map now, though.
Yes.
I didn't build anything, but like I read about it. And they have actually updated some of the graphics, I think. Like, things look different. There's some quality of life improvements.
They've really been working hard at that game. I'm excited to get back into Satisfactory, but I've read, like, your save file might not go from, like, Update 2 to Update 3, so I'm like, there's no point in us trying Update 2 without...
Yeah, and Update 3 is still super buggy, apparently. Like, I didn't do much, but it's apparently super buggy. And they do warn you when you download the experimental version, hey, this game is super buggy.
Yeah. Well, because it's experimental.
Exactly.
They're working through the bugs.
Yeah. It's still early access and stuff. Oh, gosh. Sorry.
You're good. That was like, wow.
And the thing I've been spending most of my time recently is Surviving Mars again. I jumped back into Surviving Mars like, I think I can do this.
I got this time.
So this time, because I think when I first started this game, I focused mainly on getting the resources and, like building stuff. And this one, I was like, okay, I got to focus on the people first. Because if they don't reproduce, I am... in deep trouble. Because that's what happened every time I played Surviving Mars first, and all these other people are like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to play. You gotta keep carrying. I didn't think of it that way first. I was just like, I want to build stuff.
I need buildings for the no people.
I was like your top CEO who's like, I don't care about the workers.
Profit.
I just want this stuff built and I want money. And people would die, people would be unhappy, I'd get nothing done, no one would make babies.
It's actually a slower paced game than, because you feel like you gotta go.
Yeah.
But you actually, it's way slower and more methodical because
Yes.
it's like, okay, make sure I have people running the doctor's office. Or,
Yes. Make sure I have security guards so that if there are renegades, they don't just spread.
Yeah.
And then that was another playthrough where I just had renegades. Like, well, this game's done. But they've updated this game as well now. Nice. There's actually rival companies that compete against you.
Ooh.
On the same planet at the same time. So you're competing to get milestones done. And I think I'm the international Mars mission, and I'm competing against Russia, China, and Blue Sky, whatever company.
Well, you can probably beat Blue Sky, but the other two,
when
they start spreading, bro.
But no, I'm friends with everybody, so it's great.
Sure, you are right now.
I'm trading with
You're
them.
friends with Russia?
I'm friends with Russia and China. Don't tell Trump.
Don't, yeah, God. You're just going to be so jelly.
But no, it's nice to go into these games and see updates.
Satisfactory, I'm very excited for
Yes.
like that chapter 3 or the update number 3.
Yeah. Reading all the stuff though, I kind of got overwhelmed and walking through the map. I was like, I need Nick, because I was like, I don't know how to where to start.
Well, and again, like even update 3, because it's like now you can do outside slopes like that, so you can actually do a building that does this now.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we can start a small base and then amplify it up as we go. That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Some of the electrical stuff attaching to the walls, like
it will look better.
all of those pieces, like just aesthetically, and then ease of getting wire from here to there to there to there. Like that'll be nicer.
Yeah.
But yes, it's that game to me is definitely a 2-player or a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Like, trying to do that one on your own.
It's so overwhelming.
Well, because like gotta keep power going, gotta keep like even multiplayer. If you have one guy who's just pretty much on like tree cutting duty and making sure that there's fuel.
Yeah. Until you find coal.
Until you find coal, and then you can start expanding faster.
Yeah.
But like to play on your own, because I did try on my own a few times.
Yeah.
Just to try and experiment with stuff.
Yeah.
Before I hop in with you to go like, okay, let's do this. You're running back to that fuel thing like every 10 minutes to like refuel, and then okay. Well,
and it's hard to explore and find other nodes.
Right, because you can't go very far because you have to go back and put power.
You walk away and all of a sudden you get this notification, and everything's shut down. You're like, well,
I either keep exploring. Yeah, it's like, if I've gone this far, do I keep exploring or do I?
So, yeah, crafting S games.
Yeah, there's one dungeon crawler on the Switch that I was looking at getting.
Yeah.
But it's like $65, and I'm like, for a game that I haven't heard much of, it looks cool. I'm like, it's still too much. Yeah. Still too much money to spend.
Still too much money. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I've done.
Cool.
That's all I've done. All I did.
Hopefully by next week I've finished Clone Wars. Just with the
ambitious.
schedule. Well, just with the schedule I've got going right now, there's a solid chance.
I'll try to keep up with that.
And I'll talk about the other Disney Plus thing I watched next week. But
okay.
Here's the teaser. It's gonna be really exciting. I watched Descendants 3.
Whoa.
Your Dr. Facilier reminded me of it because he's in it.
Yeah.
Because his daughter's in it. Because that's the whole
Descendants. Everyone's Descendants.
Yeah, they're all kids of the people.
Yeah, of the main people. And that's all live action, right?
Yeah. Dove Cameron and people.
I haven't seen even the first.
It's a cool concept. It's very like it's High School Musical, but like it's the same guy that did High School Musical, so it's very much like everybody's now dancing and singing, and some of it's very auto-tuned depending on who's the one singing, and like Hades is in the third one, and he looks absolutely ridiculous because he's a human. Like even Maleficent's in the first one, and it's Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh, okay.
Is Maleficent?
Is her costume anything like?
She's fairly well done up,
yeah.
but it's like it's still Kristen Chenoweth.
Yeah.
Like you're not imposing and or scary. And then like she turns into a dragon in the first one. Spoilers for a thing that's been out for 6 years now or whatever it's been. But she turns into a dragon, and it's clearly like made for Disney Channel.
It's not like CG a terrifying dragon.
It's a pretty good dragon. Like I have to say, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, whoa, that looks like a killer dragon. Would love to see this on the big screen. You're like, that's pretty good for a made-for-TV kids flick. Yeah. And yes, Dove Cameron is the daughter of Maleficent, so she can also turn into a dragon.
That's so cute.
And the evil queen is in there, so her daughter is one of the main characters. So the four main characters are Maleficent's kid.
Yeah.
Evie, the daughter of the evil queen. Jay, son of Jafar. And Carlos, son of Cruella.
Those are good names for their...
Oh, they're all like...
They're all spitting images of their...
And they're not spitting it, like, it's just all of the names kind of connect. And like,
okay.
When they go back to the island in the second one, like, Captain Hook's kid is there, and Ursula's kid is there, and her name's Uma. Like, you kind of sit there going, this is absolutely ridiculous, but at the same time, it's kind of fun, because no one gives... No. They're all into it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're watching a stage show where they're like, my name is Uma, I am the son of Ursula, the sea witch. Ooh. Like...
They embrace it.
They really get into it, where it's like, I'm Uma, and then she sings a whole song about, what's my name? And you're like, oh, no, you're very into this.
You are serious about
And then, like, the Beast has a kid, like, Beast and Belle have a kid.
Oh, okay. That's cute.
My only thing was, like, Dr. Facilier, like, they showed the daughter, and I'm like, is that supposed... Because she's got tarot cards. So I'm like, is that supposed to be Facilier's daughter? And then I'm like, is he in this? And they didn't get what's-his-name for it.
Oh, yeah.
Who is an actor.
He is an actor.
Not just a voice actor.
Yeah.
Like, he did Community. I can see him being, like...
I've seen him in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like, I can see him being an easy hire for something like that, where it's like, do you want to do this character? Like, it's not the biggest paycheck in the world, but...
Is it because he's
older.
African American?
No, because the daughter. Well, like the actor they got in there.
Oh, is okay. Because I guess like technically in the Prince and the Frog, he's more like.
He was still pretty African.
No, he is African American.
Yeah, no, it's. I think they just maybe he was too old.
Oh.
Like they went for a younger guy who kind of looked like the animated version as opposed to, but he didn't have the voice.
The voice, yeah.
And you're like, the voice is what made Facilier.
Yeah, that voice is incredible.
Like he's creepy, but he's creepy because of the voice added to him. Like that's what makes half of these characters bad. Like if they ever do a Hunchback of Notre Dame, like you can't get Tony Jay's voice back.
Yeah.
Like that deep imposing, like is it Frollo?
Yeah.
Like he's a scary mother trucker.
Yeah.
But half of it is Tony Jay's like
his
deep,
tone
deep,
of his voice. Yeah.
Like,
I was like,
you will be nothing, and you're just like, ooh. That's why Darth Vader's imposing. Because he's James Earl Jones's voice.
It's the whole Up.
Yeah.
Where the dog, if he has the collar on, he's an imposing Doberman. If he doesn't, he's just like a little like
I will get you. Dog, get back here. You will be punished for this.
All right.
Anywho.
Thanks for joining us, ladies and
Yes.
gentlemen.
Thank you for joining us on the post-credits show.
Descendants is trash. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is what it is.
One's not trash, another one's treasure.
Okay, I'm not calling it treasure. Whoa. Just saying, it's not trash. The concept of it is cool. And again, the execution is very, you have to realize you're watching a Disney Channel show.
Yeah.
Like, don't expect great
quality.
Yeah, like don't expect mass quality out of this. It's not the Avengers.
No.
So, either way, thanks for joining us. Hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit any of those buttons. You know, like and subscribe and do all of those lovely things.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.